The morning sun poured over the chaotic streets of Lagos, illuminating a vibrant world bursting with life. Aisha Balogun, a 27-year-old seamstress, sat in her modest shop nestled between a fruit vendor and a roadside mechanic. Her sewing machine hummed as she carefully stitched intricate patterns onto a simple Ankara fabric. Her clients were mostly locals who needed affordable clothes for special occasions. But Aisha dreamed of more. She envisioned her designs on runways in Paris, Milan, and New York, a far cry from the dusty streets that framed her reality. Every day, Aisha juggled her responsibilities as the eldest of 5 siblings. Her income was stretched thin, but she remained determined. She spent her evenings sketching elaborate designs, inspired by the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria. One day, she often whispered to herself, "These designs will tell stories across the world." Yet as the rent for her shop loomed and her siblings' school fees piled up, her dreams seemed as distant as the stars. One sweltering afternoon, as Aisha wandered through Balogun Market searching for affordable materials, her eyes were drawn to a small, dimly lit stall tucked away in a corner. The vendor, an elderly woman with eyes that seemed to hold centuries of wisdom, presented her with a striking piece of fabric. It shimmered under the dim light, a blend of deep golds and vibrant greens that seemed alive. "This fabric," the woman said, her voice low and steady, "is not ordinary. It's said to bring prosperity to those who own it." Aisha hesitated. She barely had enough money to buy the usual plain fabrics her clients requested, but something about the fabric spoke to her, as though it carried the weight of a promise. Against her better judgment, she handed over her last naira and left the market clutching the fabric tightly. Little did she know, this single purchase was about to change her life in ways she could never have imagined. Back at her shop, Aisha spread the fabric across her cutting table. It seemed to glow under the single bulb that lit her workspace. She sketched a design inspired by traditional Yoruba motifs, blending them with a modern silhouette she had seen in a fashion magazine. With careful precision, she began to cut and sew, pouring her hopes and dreams into every stitch. When she finished, she stood back and marveled at the masterpiece before her. The dress was unlike anything she had ever created. It exuded elegance and vibrancy, almost as if the fabric itself was alive. Unsure of what to do with it, she decided to display it on a mannequin in her shop window. Within hours, passers-by began to stop and stare, their curiosity piqued by the stunning creation. The following morning, Aisha arrived at her shop to find a well-dressed woman waiting outside. "Are you the designer of this dress?" the woman asked, pointing to the mannequin. Aisha nodded, her heart pounding. The woman introduced herself as Mrs. Adeniran, a prominent socialite known for hosting lavish events. She wanted to buy the dress for an upcoming gala. Aisha hesitated. She had never sold a dress for more than a few thousand naira, but she knew this was her chance to make an impression. She quoted a price that made her palms sweat. To her astonishment, Mrs. Adeniran didn't blink. "I'll take it," she said, handing over a thick envelope of cash. For the first time, Aisha felt the thrill of being valued for her artistry. News of Mrs. Adeniran's dress spread like wildfire after the gala. Photos of her wearing Aisha's creation appeared on social media and in local fashion blogs. Soon, more customers began to flock to Aisha's shop, eager to own a piece of her magic. She worked tirelessly, using her earnings to buy better equipment and higher quality fabrics. Yet she couldn't shake the feeling that the mysterious fabric had played a role in her sudden success. One evening, Aisha returned to the market to find the elderly vendor, but the stall was gone. She asked around, but no one seemed to know anything about the woman. The fabric remained a mystery, and Aisha began to wonder if it was truly enchanted or if her hard work and talent were finally being recognized. As her business grew, Aisha realized she needed help to keep up with demand. One day, a young man named Tunde walked into her shop. He was a tailor with a quiet demeanor but undeniable skill. He showed her a portfolio of his work, and Aisha was impressed by his precision and creativity. Reluctantly, she hired him, unsure if she could trust anyone with her burgeoning brand. Tunde quickly proved himself indispensable. He worked diligently, often late into the night, and his innovative ideas brought a fresh perspective to Aisha's designs. Despite his reserved nature, Aisha began to notice his passion for the craft and the quiet determination that mirrored her own. As Aisha's brand gained recognition, it also attracted competition. A rival designer, Balogun, began spreading rumors that Aisha's success was due to dubious means. The accusations stung, but Aisha refused to be deterred. She focused on her work, pouring her energy into creating new designs that would silence her critics. Meanwhile, Tunde's loyalty and dedication became a source of comfort. Together, they navigated the challenges of running a growing business, finding solace in their shared vision for the future. One day, Aisha received an invitation to participate in a prestigious fashion showcase in Lagos. It was an opportunity to present her work to industry leaders and potential investors. She and Tunde worked tirelessly to prepare a collection that blended traditional Nigerian aesthetics with modern trends. On the night of the showcase, Aisha's designs dazzled the audience. The applause was deafening as her models walked the runway, each outfit telling a story of resilience, culture, and innovation. Among the attendees was a renowned fashion editor who promised to feature her in an upcoming issue of a major magazine. With success came new pressures. Aisha's schedule became overwhelming, and she struggled to balance her personal life with her growing business. Her siblings began to feel neglected, and the strain on her relationships grew. Tunde, noticing her exhaustion, stepped in to manage some of the responsibilities, proving once again to be a reliable partner. Despite the challenges, Aisha remained focused. She knew that success required sacrifice, but she began to question how much she was willing to give up. As they spent more time together, Aisha and Tunde's professional relationship began to evolve. Late nights at the shop turned into deep conversations about their dreams and aspirations. Tunde shared his vision of starting a tailoring school to empower young Nigerians, while Aisha spoke of her desire to take Nigerian fashion to the global stage. Their bond deepened, built on mutual respect and a shared passion for their craft. Yet both were hesitant to acknowledge the growing feelings between them, unsure of how it might affect their partnership. One day, Aisha received a call from an international fashion house offering a collaboration. They wanted to feature her designs in their upcoming collection, a move that could catapult her into global fame. Excited but cautious, Aisha sought Tunde's advice. Together, they analyzed the offer, weighing its potential benefits and risks. Ultimately, Aisha decided to accept, but on her terms. She insisted on retaining creative control and ensuring that her designs remained true to her roots. The negotiation was tough, but her confidence and determination won the day. As Aisha's fame grew, so did the envy of her competitors. Balogun, still bitter about Aisha's success, hatched a plan to sabotage her. She leaked false information to the press, accusing Aisha of plagiarism. The scandal threatened to tarnish Aisha's reputation, and she found herself fighting to clear her name. Tunde stood by her side, offering unwavering support. Together, they gathered evidence to refute the claims and confronted Balogun publicly. The truth prevailed, but the experience left Aisha shaken and more determined than ever to protect her brand. With her reputation restored, Aisha decided to take a bold step. She invested her savings into opening a flagship store in a prime location in Lagos. The store was a reflection of her journey, blending traditional and modern elements to create a space that celebrated Nigerian fashion. The grand opening was a resounding success, attended by celebrities, industry leaders, and loyal customers. Aisha's dream was becoming a reality, but she knew this was just the beginning. As the business flourished, Aisha and Tunde found it increasingly difficult to ignore their feelings for each other. One evening, after a particularly hectic day, Tunde confessed his admiration for Aisha. Surprised but elated, Aisha admitted that she felt the same way. Their relationship blossomed, built on trust, shared goals, and a deep understanding of each other's struggles. They became not just partners in business, but also in life, supporting each other through the highs and lows. With Tunde by her side, Aisha began to dream bigger. Together, they launched a mentorship program for aspiring designers and tailors, providing them with the skills and resources to succeed. Their efforts earned them recognition not just as talented creators, but also as change-makers in the industry. As they stood in their bustling flagship store, watching customers admire their creations, Aisha felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had found success, love, and a purpose greater than herself. For the first time, her dreams didn't feel distant. They were her reality.